I was in a coma and nothing changed. I'm the exact same person. Who cares?
I learned nothing.
Yeah, and if you read it, you'd be like, this woman is going through some shit right now.
Kumail Nanjiani. You know him from Silicon Valley, but what you might not know is the story behind his marriage. Weeks after he began dating this woman, writer, comedian Emily V. Gordon, she fell into a coma. Spoiler alert, she lives, and together they turned that horrifying experience into the comedy The Big Sick.
Firstly, guys, it's lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I want to talk about your movie, I want to talk about your lives, but I do want to start with Life in a Coma, because you wrote this beautiful letter for Lenny Letter.
Oh, yes.
And there's this great bit where you describe what it's like being in a coma. And I'm wondering, did you really think that one of the male nurses was evil and had candy for fingers?
Yes. Jolly Rancher hands.
Right.
It's interesting how your brain tries to do its best to kind of like take what you're getting and make sense of it, when I didn't know what was happening. So I had all kinds of like these elaborate like storylines I'd created. I thought I was visiting Kumail in the hospital, because I was like, I knew I was in a hospital. I was like, I'm fine, so I guess I'm here for Kumail, because you were wearing your glasses. I remember that you were in the and what a weird thing that I like somehow knew that. And then I thought that I was trapped. I was working in an institution, like with people with schizophrenia. I couldn't think of the term for it for some reason. And so then I thought maybe I had been locked accidentally into one of those, and I was a patient and needed to get out. And that's where Dr. Sticky Hands came into it.
You don't have to worry about being committed to anything, Kumail. You didn't want to when she was awake. There's no need to do it when she's unconscious.
Well, it's more complicated than that.
You really don't have to stay, Kumail. You have already done.
I'm just gonna stay for a second.
In all the roles that you've done, is it true that you actually had to hire an acting coach to play yourself? Because that sounds like a very odd thing to do.
Well, because I'd only done comedy stuff, and comedy is a lot of, I just felt comfortable doing
You have good instincts for comedy, yeah.
I just felt like comfortable doing comedy stuff, and then with some of the serious stuff in this, I'd just never done it before, so I wanted to feel confident going into it. I just wanted to feel like I knew what I was doing. So with my acting, we did a lot of scenes from Awakenings, Fisher King, any movie with a coma. I did monologues from, because there's a lot of monologues of people like talking to someone while they're in a coma. So I've done all of those.
I was really impressed with that, because I do think, and it's only as we've been doing press that I realized like, oh, he could have easily been like, oh, this is my life, I don't need to prep for it. And I think that's the role, that's what an amateur would have done. Whereas I think you realizing, oh, I'm going to need extra help with this, because it's just because you've lived through it doesn't mean you're the best person.
You're right,
to
I
do
am
it.
really cool.
What a professional.
Really great
You're like a really
guy.
good actor.
I'm a great
I didn't say
guy.
good guy, I said good actor.
Great guy.
So, did you have a strategy for how you were going to sit back and watch casting videos of women come in and play you flirting with your husband? Like, did you have a strategy for how you're going to handle that?
I just was like, oh, this will be cool. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, this isn't cool. I felt terrible. And I remember we were walking home from a restaurant, and it was like a long walk, and I was like, I started like kind of being like, I don't know why did we do this? And you were kind of joking, and I was like, this isn't funny, I don't know. And so I tend to I'll have like a 10-minute freak out, and then I'm fine. Then you just got to put your big girl pants on and be like, I want to write this movie and I want the movie to be good. And that means that I've got to kind of be okay with making out with someone else on camera and calling them Emily.
There is a moment in your life where you have to have this conversation with your parents that you're going to make this comedy about what was for them super traumatic. I know your parents really struggled with the concept, didn't they? How did they react?
My mom just said, I don't know how you could ever make this funny, and I don't know why it could ever be funny.
She felt like we were doing a disservice to...
Because she didn't get it. And we just had a lot of conversations of like, Mom, you know me. If I took this more seriously than anyone, because it happened to me.
Yeah, it wasn't funny to live through.
Yeah, so like you have to kind of trust that we're gonna do it justice and not gonna do anything that's gonna be upsetting to kind of watch or feel like we're making fun of it. And we never like showed them the script, but we kind of talked them through.
You never showed them the script?
No, we talked them through the script.
Okay, right.
We told them everything.
My mom would have sold it to Hollywood Reporter. No, they just, they would have probably never read it, frankly, if we give them like, here's this long thing to read. So we just kind of talked them through all the ins and outs of their characters in the movie in general, and so they were no surprises whatsoever. So by the time both sets of parents watched it, they knew what was coming.
I wonder who that could be.
I'm guessing it's a young single Pakistani woman.
This is Zubeda.
For your files? Your X-Files? That's your favorite show, huh? The truth is out there.
When you write from your parents' perspective, particularly with your parents and the conversations around arranged marriages, do you feel like you have a greater appreciation for what they intended for you?
Yes. I just understood that, the struggle to hold on to your culture in another country where that culture isn't really valued, that it's difficult because, and it's your identity. So them telling me how I should live my life isn't them trying to control me, it's them trying to hold on to their identity, and that's something that's a really noble cause,
It's interesting because the movie is kind of decidedly apolitical, but I'm wondering can you make a film that stars a normalized Muslim American family in 2017 and have it not be political?
No, I don't think you can. I really don't think you can. But what helped us was we decided, as you said, we were like, this is an apolitical movie. We don't want to make any point, we just want to tell the story. But the reality of the world in which it is released means that it is just the fact that, I'm Pakistani, she's American. Just us being together is almost a political
Well, in
statement.
the sense, I do think, I hate that that's political. I don't want it to be political. I just think it's cool. And cool is a very reductive thing to say, but I think it's something we need to see, just like anything else. And that's all we really wanted to show. It doesn't. Yeah.
But the truth of it is seen as a political.
Emily, what are the long-term impacts of nearly dying? How does it change your personality to know that was something you had to go through?
I think initially I was very adamant that I didn't change at all, and that this was just a blip in my life and absolutely nothing had changed, and that could not have been further from the truth. I wrote a horrible essay.
It's not horrible, it's lovely. I read it.
No, not that one. I wrote one right after being sick, getting out of the hospital, that the website has since been shut down, thank goodness. Because
it's been scrubbed.
It was just awful.
Why was it awful?
It was just literally like, I was in a coma and nothing changed. I'm the exact same person. Who cares?
I learned nothing.
Yeah,
and that's cool.
If you read it, you'd be like, this woman is going through some shit right now.
She is in crisis right now.
So it took me,
I think, spiraling.
And I'm a therapist. I had a master's degree. I practiced for years, and I still couldn't see that within myself. That it's gonna take me a while to kind of process this. But it's all the most cliche stuff on earth. Just gives you a real appreciation for the fact that all of this is temporary and how fleeting everything is. And there's very little that scares me now. There's very little that could happen to me, or you could say to me, being rejected for a job, if this movie hadn't done well. Any of that stuff doesn't compare to waking up and realizing, I could have died and I didn't even know it, and that could have all gone away. So I think I'm definitely less cynical than I used to be.
Are you still anxious about your health?
All the time.
You might not wake up one day?
I'm very anxious about my health still. Both of us are, absolutely. And so that's something we're still managing kind of 10 years later, for sure, yeah.
Guys, you're an absolute pleasure to talk to.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed this. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming
thank you.
There's the awkward part where I try and shake both of your hands at the same time.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did it.
We nailed it. It worked.